us to get my temperature down a little bit is comedian, commentator, and host of Ami's House podcast, Ami Kozak. Ami, thank you so much for being here. You are following this very closely. What has been your reaction to all of this?
Well, good to be with you. Thank you for having me. What I will say is, there's all these calls to unite the right and people who want to put out this message of unity. I think the worst thing you can do to keep a coalition together is become the very caricature that your opponents have been calling you for years. This idea of uniting with people who seek to divide you, this idea of uniting with people who want to demoralize your message and want to become the very caricature that the left called the right for years, which were Nazis and white supremacists, which was a smear, which caused the left to implode. And now they're saying, let's become that very thing. I think it will have the exact same effect on the right. And to me, this isn't cancel culture. This is standing up for actual conservative ideas. And I thought we all agreed on a common sense of decency, which was, Jordan Peterson used to say, when does the right go too far? It's like, well, I'd say white supremacy and racial superiority and, actual racism, it's like, well, and I would say the worst strategy you can do is become the actual racists your opponents claimed you were.
Now, your videos have made me at least laugh at this situation. You do a great impression. You did a great impression on your Instagram of the Tucker Fuentes.
I did, yeah. I don't know if I did. Did I do that? I don't know if I did that. Maybe I did. I mean, I try to do that. I'm not sure if I'm imitating or I'm doing. I mean, there's a lot of things I could do at all, like at all. I was attacked by a demon. Maybe. Anyway.
But to be fair, the anti-Semites are not only on the right, there are some on the left as well. Are you following the New York City mayoral campaign?
I am, yes, very much, for New Yorkers. I mean, I don't use the term intifada, but I don't necessarily reject what it stands for. I don't use the term Kristallnacht, but maybe,
Yes, I'm following that closely. Left-wing anti-Semitism is a little different because it sort of couches itself in progressive language. And that's the difference. And I think sometimes people trying to combat left-wing anti-Semitism use what they would use at right-wing anti-Semitism, which is very different. Zohran Mamdani is not the same as Nick Fuentes in a certain way, that Nick Fuentes is like an authentic, overt anti-Semite and uses anti-Semitic language and positions and ideology.
Jews are parasites, and I also hate women, by the way, and blacks and all these different races. I just think white people need to seize power in the movement.
I mean, so that's easy to sort of call out and confront. With Zohran, and the issue with Tucker is that it's not what was said in the interview with him, it's what wasn't said.
Right.
It was the giant anti-Semitic elephant in the room. All the history and obvious statements you can find of Nick Fuentes throughout his career building up this movement, now obviously trying to moderate himself, and for Tucker to just be like, so like, what do you really believe? Let's that seems reasonable. I mean, a little bit. But in Zohran's case, it's not that he's explicitly anti-Semitic, but he's very much in favor of movements and ideologies that are explicitly anti-Semitic, so it's one step removed. He won't call out Hamas. Hamas is explicitly genocidal towards the Yahud, towards the Jews, and he will reframe that as a resistance liberation movement so that progressive can easily fall for this sleight of hand trickery of, oh, I'm just supporting resistance and liberation. These are good causes. These are liberal causes with a real sinister, illiberal agenda underneath. And I think too many people so easily fall for that, but you have to remember to confront it on those grounds and call it exactly what he's doing, because otherwise he could just walk into any old synagogue, sit with a couple people and go,
I love the Jewish people, but I also love people that hate the Jewish people.
I mean, so you have to be able to call that out.
We only have 10 seconds
left.
left.
Oh, no, okay.
But I'm told that you have a Batya-Ungar Sargon impression.
Oh, okay. So this is brand new, never done before. Never done this before. This is my Donald Trump setting up a Batya impression. We love Batya. She saved Moses from the river, and she's saving the Jewish people here today, folks. Batya. So here's Batya Sargon. The idea, really nice, the idea that we would even stand for the slightest remnants of bigotry and hatred on the right, the idea that we would do this, I am so ashamed. I am appalled. I cannot believe what I am seeing from conservative allies that I thought stood on principle and now want to unite around people in a tribal way instead of uniting around values and principles, accusing Zionists of being tribal when they're being very tribal themselves. The very people who have divided the conservative movement are the Tuckers and the Candaces. Why can't they see that? And that is Batya.
Genius.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for that. Thank you. Shabbat shalom.
Great to see you, folks.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.